Well, what do we have here? Yo, it's your boy Thatguyface with Face the Music Media. We are back again for another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got a new boy, Cherry Audio's PolyMode. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah. Oh mama. Oh yeah. Face the music.
PolyMode is based on an old analog synth called PolyMoog. I'm pretty excited about this one. Cherry Audio is on fire right now. I'm loving everything that they're doing. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is come over and hit new so we can have a completely blank initialized patch. And the way this plugin works is you have your two oscillators here, and rank 1 will be oscillator 1, rank 2 is oscillator 2. So you have 3 different types of filters in this plugin. You have your resonators here. These are split up into 3 different bands. You got your low band, mid band, high band, and then you have your modes here. So, you know, these are just your standard filter modes, and then you have the 2 different slopes. Then you have the voltage control filter here, and then you have mode filters where they have the different presets where you can click on one and it has a different sound based on the mode. And then all of those are mixed here in the master gain section here. So after the filters, you have your filter envelope. Now, this filter envelope only affects this VCF filter. This filter here, the resonators and the mode filters do not go through this envelope. And then you have the amp envelope. After that, it goes through your effects, and then you have your 2 LFOs here. Outside of these 2 LFOs, almost every section of this plugin has its own LFO, and you could still route each control out to one of the modulators. So, you know, if you click here, you see a list of different things you can route it out to. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a chord progression now played in the background. Let's go ahead and take a listen to it straight out the box and see what it sounds like. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the post with modulation. I'm going to choose the square wave here and deselect the saw. And then I'm going to mess around with these controls here. So I'm going to boost the amount, and then I'm going to bring the rate down. And then I'll mess with the actual shape and then kind of see what it sounds like. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the master gain section. I'm going to turn those down and only turn up the VCF, and that's going to give us control over the filter. So let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. Nice. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this here frequency and I'm going to route it out to modulator 2. So I'm going to go ahead and sync it to the BPM. I'm going to choose the random shape. I'm going to go ahead and boost the delay so it slowly comes in. And then I'm going to take the rate to, let's do 1/8. Let's start with that and see what that sounds like. So basically all you have to do is slowly boost this here as you play it, and then you'll be able to hear the modulation. Nice. That definitely has that Moog sound to it. Nice. I'm loving that. So another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to the filter and let's fool around with that just a little bit and see what we can come up with. Loving that. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw reverb and delay on the sound. So let's go ahead and activate those, sync them to the BPM, and let's do 1/4 and see what that sounds like. For the reverb, this has a really nice sounding plate reverb. I'm gonna bring the decay down a bit and bring the dry wet down, and let's hear what it sounds like. Loving that. Sounds amazing. So you can even go into Modulator 2. And I'm going to change the shape real quick and see what that sounds like. I'm going to change it to ramp down and kind of see what that sounds like. Love that. So you can keep that, but I'm going to go ahead and go back to the random shape. And basically what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to mess around with any of these other effects. I wish they had a dry wet, but they do not. So I'm not going to fool with those. But what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add Arturia's Juno Chorus plugin. Okay, so with this plugin, it's pretty simple. You have mode 1, mode 2, and then when you click here, it activates both of them at the same time, which creates a different texture. And then you can come over to manual mode, and then you can get really detailed with how you want it to sound. So let's go ahead and just mess around and see what it sounds like, see what we can come up with. Beautiful. I really like this plugin a lot. It adds a lot of depth to the sound. It's one of the best chorus plugins I've heard. So I really like that a lot. If you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check this plugin out. So the last thing I'm going to add to this is some tape emulation. And I'm going to use UAD's Ampex ATR 102. So basically, there's a preset. It's called Lo-Fi. And it really does add this nice old wobbly texture to the sound. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a listen. Nice. That sounds amazing. So I think what I want to do is I want to add a CV LFO to modulate this wow control. And I want it to kind of go in and out. I want it to be extra wobbly for a hot second and then back off. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have the CV LFO here, and all you want to do is come over here and expand the panel, and I see the wow level here. So I'm going to click on map, and then I'm going to click on wow level. So of course I don't want it to go ham like that. So I'm going to sync it to the BPM. I'm going to change it to about, let's do 4 bars, and then I'm going to change the depth. So let's go ahead and change the shape here, and I'm going to do random because I want it to sometimes go really high for a hot second and then really low. And we have the depth down so it won't go too crazy, but let's go ahead and take a listen. Nice, that's the perfect amount of texture. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to reduce the reverb, bring that down just a bit. And I have all these controls routed out to my MIDI controller. So I'm just going to go ahead and jam out one time. So take a listen. Nice. I love that. Yo, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. What I think about this plugin is I really like it a lot. I think Cherry Audio is really killing the game with these emulation plugins. I really think they should keep it going. I'm going to support them. I think this synth sounds amazing. It definitely has a Moog sound. It's a nice, thick, full sound, and it's a lot that you can do. I only scratched the surface of what this plugin can do, but you can get crazy with this thing. So I would definitely suggest you go and check it out. But again, this is your boy Thatguyface. If you found any value in this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Hey, this is Thatguyface for Face the Music Media. We out of here. Peace.